Ghosting is the new no. In this short video, I'm going to share why customers are ghosting you and, more important, what you can do about it. And at the end of this short video, I'm going to share my special secret to get the conversation starting and for you to win more deals. My name is Jens Edgren. I'm the author of the book, The New MEDDICC, Sell More Faster. I've been training salespeople around the globe in IT industry for more than 37 years. And also, I'm a trained trauma therapist, so I would say I know quite a lot about the human psyche. But let's get back on the topic. So, the normal thing that people complain about when I coach them is that the customer don't pick up the phone, don't respond to the mail, not even LinkedIn seems to work. What is the problem? Well, let's take the uncomfortable truth directly. Good thing, it's not about you. It's about system overload. Think about the psyche of your customer as a budget. And they try to use the resources called energy as efficient as possible. And when they see your mail, they see your phone number, they think, okay, do I have the energy to pick up the phone and answer and tell the seller the truth? Normally it's no, because they know if they say, hey, I haven't made up my mind, or even, no, we choose another vendor, they're going to ignite a firestorm of what people call objection handling. So in order to preserve energy, you and I and our customers simply ignore us. For how long? It could be forever. My special tips to you is to don't put pressure on the conversation. Don't write stupid things like, hey, I just want to follow up. Or is it time to review the proposal? Actually ignore whatever your AI systems tell you to do, because it's just adding pressure, and since the system is already overloaded, don't increase the load. Release the energy. Do something different called pattern interruption. So my special trick, the first one, is to send a selfie on my cell phone with me thumbs up and a smile. And the best makeup is a smile. Makes me smile, it makes them smile. And that's how I get back to conversation most of the cases. A simple picture on SMS, maybe even without words, opens the conversations again. But let's take a deeper look. How big is this problem really? Well, I would claim around 40-50% of the deals in your pipeline, in salespeople pipeline, qualified deals, real deals, ROI-driven deals, pain-driven deals die the silent death because the customer ignores it because of system overload. So that means that we can save a lot of value just simply finding other ways. So the first thing we need to remember is that people don't buy to gain value, but people normally buy to avoid losses. So the two strategies I want to introduce today, except for some other tips and tricks, are number one, address risk. What is the cost of inaction? The second one is called fear of missing out. Okay, let's take the first one, the cost of inaction. Here's a live example. Today, the only reason I write to you now, Lottie, is that your equipment is not insured. You have no service contract, and if something breaks down, you will have to pay a lot of money for red alert service. That's why I want to reach out to you. Have a great day. The cost of inaction. Or every day you run your equipment or your services the way you do, you are spending more money than you should do together with us. The cost is estimated for €1 million every month. how long will you keep on spending that money? All right. This is not dangerous stuff to write. It's simply reminding the customer, why do we even talk from start? Find the cost of inaction. The second version is called fear of missing out. Something like this. Hey, don't miss the last day to buy to these prices. Or on Friday, we have to plan our delivery. If you are not on the schedule, you won't get any delivery. Or we're gonna increase our prices in 2 weeks. Stay with us now, you'll get the benefit. If not, you're gonna pay double the amount. Or it could be also connected to a real deadline. So one of my friends, it's a true story, he was planning to build a house and he was chased by the seller. And of course he ignored the seller because he was busy with something else. Finally the seller sent him a note. My friend, now it's too late for you to order the house. You have to wait until August. Guess who picked up the phone? But in fact, the seller was not lying. It was too late to order the house before summer and he had to wait. So deadlines are real. So don't ever use fake deadlines. Okay, so what can we do now to get back to conversation? Well, first of all, we can just write a simple email or an SMS text, reminding the customer of the real reason why we even talk together. The second thing we can actually do is to write a breakup email. And the breakup email should contain gratitude. So I just want to thank you for the conversation we had up to this point. I really enjoyed it. Although I believe we can do some great work together, it seems like you are quite engaged in other projects. Hope we can talk soon. Until then, have a great day. Simply leave it there. Show gratitude. Show that you appreciated the contact, because remember, life is about relationships over long time. So even if you get your biggest deal to stop right now, they might pick up the phone and talk to you a little bit later. Just happened to me 2 weeks ago. A customer I've been chasing for a long time. I wrote my breakup email. Finally, they got back and say, hey Jens, it's time to plan some sales training. Can you do in August? Made my day. Now, I want to come back to some of the special tips and tricks that I'm using to get back to customer conversations. All right. The first one is kind of crazy. It's called no information message. Okay, I repeat it. No information message. I simply want to spark curiosity. And my version would be something like, hey, I got one simple question. Call me as soon as you can. All right? Call me as soon as you can. I never write what is the question, because that kind of kills the party. The second one is writing an email or a text message with the words, hi, are you still alive? Best wishes, Jens. And that kind of, brings back the conversation to our human connection. And the third one, very simple. You seem to be fully booked. Best wishes, Jens. A little sting of guilt. Those three versions gets my conversations back about 80-85% of the time, and the rest is gone. And I can focus that precious time on something else. Finally, last but not least in this short video, all right, remember, if you put more pressure on the client, if they're gone, they're gonna get even further away. So the game of adding relationship component, getting back on track again, is to release pressure. We are in the game of MEDDICC. So this book is about MEDDICC, sell more faster. One key that I believe that salespeople today are not using enough is the champion of the buyer. The champion is the person who wants us to win. The economic buyer is the person who can sign the check. And what I do with my clients, I talk to them often. Sometimes I just pick up the phone and say, hey, how are you? Are you good? Great to hear, have a great day. Because I want us to have a relationship where we can just talk. without having to talk about business every time. Because when it gets heated, it's good to have that lifeline and be able to pick up the phone after hours and say, hey, I just want to check, are you okay? And while I am on the phone, how are we doing? And maybe that relationship, those small phone calls, a sign of appreciation, a birthday gift, whatever it is, will get you that last contact and helps you to save the deal at the end of the session. So finally, good news. You may be able to win back over 50% of those deals that are coming into silence if you take the load off the customer, write that gratitude email, and you stay in touch multiple times in the deal and outside the deal. Come to one of my trainings, book a coaching session with me, buy the book, because this human side of connection is kind of my specialty. Together with the business mindset you have already and the human connection, we cannot completely avoid ghosting. It's an overload thing, but we can find ways of unlocking it that are tremendously efficient. Good selling.